Today we're going to look into pattern. Now you've already probably watched the video about pattern and can tell that there's different kinds of patterns out there. There can be something where it repeats exactly, and then there are times when it can repeat called a motif, where the actual object that's in it. So for example, if you were taking, I don't know, a bike and you're making it different sizes and placing them in different ways, the pattern would be the bike. Okay, so let's get a little bit more in detail here. So first thing we're going to do is there's actually a couple of ways that we can see pattern. So we're going to start off with moving this little guy. This is daily patterns. These are things that we see around just in our daily lives. So we walk around and we notice things that repeat in any kind of way. So for example, we have patterns such as this cloth. Okay, we can see that the symbols here are repeating. We have, it's in architecture, so obviously a lot of times when we look at buildings, there's a lot of pattern there with the windows. This one, these are like little pieces of cloth. They're just kind of laid out, all right? And we can see that there's a pattern here. Next is creating it, okay? So creating it, we can actually create it in a couple of ways. So we can create, let's see, pattern using color, pattern using shape, pattern using line. All right, so let's go through. So pattern using color, here we go. This is pattern using color. We can kind of see how they're using it. We have them in circles, the way that they're designed, okay? And the colors that we have in here are repeated throughout the entire thing. They pretty much focus on the primary colors, and that's how they're repeating with the color. Pattern using shape. All right. So this one, you can see how the ones on the inside are the same, and then they kind of, radiate out with the same size. And then pattern using line. We can see that in here they've used thick and thin lines. So they're able to kind of repeat that throughout the entire piece of artwork. All right, so let's now put this together. All right, so this one is going to be a little bit more challenging because you got to really look and see what is it that they're, repeating. Okay, now here are examples of some patterns that we might see part of daily life. It might be, someone's tablecloth, a zebra. This could be curtains. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to take the images here and you're going to place them on the image. Now these two should be pretty easy because we just saw them, but some of these others may be a little bit more challenging. Okay, so you're going to place them underneath what is being repeated. Then I want you to look around the art room and I want you to type in, what do you see, where do you see in the class that has a pattern, okay? When you're done with this slide, okay, you may now move on to your project. So the next square is going to be pattern. You're going to use your stencil and create a pattern on that little block, okay? Please use a little bit of color to this. I don't want you to go too crazy, but yes, add a little bit of color to it. All right, once you're all done with that next section, you may go to the next principle of design.